Hey there guys, we have 10 things on this video that Session doesn't tell you about, but it is possible to do them in the game, and some of these are really useful little tips that you're going to be using quite a lot. So to kick off, number one, you can push faster. So this is normal pushing speed. I'm just holding down the A button. If you tap the A button very quickly like so, you push much more quickly, which is really quite handy. So there we go. Tip number two, I use this one all the time. It's particularly useful when you have a very short run-up and you want to do a trick on maybe a rail or something, but behind you there's a wall. If you put down your marker whilst you're standing like this, rather than actually being on your board, and then you can just run and jump on your board. So you run forward, press the Y button and you jump on your board, which is so useful, it really is, and it looks nice as well. It works incredibly well if you're running down a hill, you chuck your board on the floor and jump on it and then go and do a trick, and it just works well. It looks good on your replays, so you're running towards something and then you just trick on the thing, or you fall off, as the case might be. Right, our next one is very similar. It's also running and jumping on your board, but I want to show you something a little bit different. This is jumping on your board normally. You can see we are in regular stance, and if we get off the board and run again and we double tap the Y button to jump on, we jump on in switch stance. So we're now skating goofy. So if you want to do some switch tricks, then double tap the Y button as you jump on your board and you'll land on your board like this, as opposed to like this. Right, our next little tip, you can sprint. And this doubles up with jumping on your board because you'll be skating faster. It works exactly the same as pushing. So normal run speed, just push the stick. If you want to sprint, keep tapping the A button and you'll sprint, and then you can jump on your board and you can be going much quicker. So there we go. I use that a lot. It does look good in your videos. The next little tip is something that also makes your videos look better, and this is how you avoid a little bit of a glitch in the animation of the kicking along the floor. So you'll notice that often he does like a little extra push, that little kind of like put your foot out to the front and then it flicks back onto the board. It's not right and it looks messy. The way you avoid this is when you push, hold down the A button and let it go just before his foot gets to the front, and he'll naturally put it back on the back of the board. So we let it go now, and he just puts it back on. So just before the foot gets to the front, and he'll just put it back on, as opposed to what I did then, which is just pressing it normally, and you've got that extra one. So now, and it just goes back on. Very nice. Much nicer than that weird little glitch. Of course, that doesn't make much difference in the game, but when you're recording a video, that doesn't look right. So that's one way that you can get rid of this. Right, the next one, we need to go to our apartment to show you this. We've got a couple rolled into one here. So if we pop over to the apartment, and I want to load up one of my previous montage videos. So you do that by popping into your computer, and we're going to load a montage I've previously recorded. It was only an experiment with the cameras that I did for my last video, so it's not good. The skateboarding certainly isn't good, but there are some things that you can do in a montage after it's been recorded that I'd like to share with you. So I've got my playback cameras on now, so I'm going to play back the montage as I previously recorded it. This is what it looks like. Just hide the UI. So here's our montage that I recorded yesterday. And what I'd like to do now, I'm just going to go and go back to the beginning. There we go. So we're going to start the montage again, but this time I'm going to go into my start menu, go down to options, go to day-night cycle, and I'm going to change it to the middle of the night. And you'll see that we get to watch our montage at night time with the lights on and the sky dark. So it doesn't matter when you record your line. If you want to compile a video later and make it look like you did the entire line in one go, you can set the time of day and it will change your pre-recorded footage. So if I play it now, you'll see that we are at night time. Just exit out of those and we'll turn the UI off. And there we go. We've now got a nighttime montage instead of a daytime one, and it looks awesome, doesn't it? I think the nighttime videos look a lot better than the day. Right, our next little trick is very, very similar. Notice what I'm wearing. I've got my combats on. I've got a hoodie, and you can also notice my board as well. So if I escape out of all of this and go back to the apartment, it's possible to get changed and then view your montage again, and you'll be wearing your new clothes. So to get changed, you pop into the closet. So I'll pop in here, and I'm just going to change, I'll change to clothes that are very distinctly different so we can see that it's definitely worked. So I'll pop on a t-shirt, and I will change to, I'll go with this. And you can also, 2 tips rolled into one, you can also change your skateboard, but we'll just change the deck graphics. So we were on the spirals one, we're now on the eyeballs one, the toxic eyes. So confirm that. And now if we exit out of this and we go back over to our montage and we load it up, there we go, you'll see that we now have new clothes and a new board. Now what you cannot do, which I have tried, is you can't actually change the character and the new character won't show on the montage. So if you're skating as the guy and then you want the montage to be as the girl, if you change over to the girl, the montage will still be the guy, so that doesn't work. But you'll see here we're now in our new clothes, and when the board flips, you'll see we've got our new board as well. As opposed to the spirals, we've now got the eyeballs. So you can change your board, you can change your clothes, but you cannot change the actual character. This character did the tricks. You can change the time of day and the way they look, but you can't switch over to a completely new character. Right, the next little trick, we want to go back to our apartment. And this is kind of like a hidden skate area, which is one of my favourite skate areas. So if we go skate, and we go to the Creature Park, Creature, it's the name of the people that made the actual game. As soon as you spawn in here, just turn around and there is a door, an exit. And if you walk around a little bit, if you get the right place, it says exit to Brooklyn Banks. And if you go out there, you access the Brooklyn Banks skate area. There are a couple of historic challenges in here. You can do a 5-0 down a set of stairs, down the rail. Chad Muska did it. That's one of the historical challenges. And there's also another historical challenge in this area, just doing a kickflip down those stairs as well. So this is the Brooklyn Banks. If you go through here and down the street, there are some lovely, lovely places to skate in here. There really are. This is my favourite area of the game, I think. So we can just go down here and you'll see what I mean. Let's just use our push faster trick. But just down the bridge at the bottom is that set of stairs where you can get a couple of the historic challenges. So if you want to get those, head on down here. It's, I think, just through here. Oops. There we go, this set right here. So if you do a 5-0 down that rail, we get Chad Muska's historical challenge. And also if you kickflip down here as well, that's somebody else's challenge, but I can't quite remember what it was. So I'm going to change the time of day so I can see a little bit more clearly, because there's not many lights in this area. So let's change it to daytime. There we go. And we're going to pop down a reset point there, we're going to run and we're going to do a trick on this rail. I missed it. Right, so there you go, that's where that rail is if you want to get that historic challenge from Chad Muska. Right, next up we have something that once you know it's there, you're going to do it all the time. It's so nice. Right, there are power slides to stop your board. Two different styles. So the first one, both sticks out, you do this, which looks lovely. And the second one, both sticks in. So both sticks in will do that. So you kind of got front side and back side really. There we go, both sticks in. And then if I just come around here, both sticks out. So there we go, those are the power slides. So there are our little hidden bonuses within the game. I've got one more for you, but this is not really hidden. They do tell you about this, but you might not be aware of it. You can do late tricks. So I'm going to do a kick flip, and then I'll do a late flip afterwards with my back foot. So front foot kick flip, late back flip with my back foot. That's what I'm going for. There we go. So a double late back foot flip. You can do these. Hang on. Oh, it's because I'm now. There we go. That's better. Look at that. It's like an underflip, but it's not because it goes the entire way. But it does look like an underflip, doesn't it? And they look so good. So that's doing a kick flip with my front foot, catching it, and then doing a heel flip with my back, like so. Ooh, missed it. You got to be quick. And it helps if you've got a little bit of room as well. So maybe if you've just come off a ledge. But to access late tricks, it is actually in, I think it's in the options menu, or it might be in experimental. So it could be in gameplay. Let's have a look. So it is in here, hidden around. It'll take me a little while to find it. It could be in experimental. I'm pretty sure it's not. Map layout, trick display, grabs. I've got grabs switched on, but I've not managed to do a grab yet, so I don't think that works at all at the moment. Options, gameplay, flip tricks, late tricks, there it is. So this by default is set to off, but if you set it to on, it is possible to do late tricks. So there we go guys, those are my 10 tips. Little things that you can do in session that the game doesn't actually mention, apart from this one at the end, but it's a little bit hidden. My favourite by far is running, especially running and sprinting, and then jumping on your board so you don't have to push at all. So I like that a lot. Now you might have noticed that I'm sort of like crouching for a nollie straight after I jump on my board. That doesn't always happen, it's my fault, so I'm not releasing the run fast enough, but if I do, there you go, you don't always crouch. And of course, my second favourite is this. So good to end your run with a little power slide, as opposed to the normal way of slowing down in the game, which is the B button, where you just drag your foot on the floor like so. Not really very cool at all, that, is it? So there we go. Let me know in the comments whether you knew any of those. Let me know whether any of those were new to you and you're going to find them useful. And also comment if you found things in the game as well that the game doesn't tell you about, particularly how you do impossibles. I know it's possible to do one. It's not in the trick list. I keep trying. I can't find how you do it. But when I fell off, it came up on the screen, impossible, saying the trick I'd just done. So obviously I hadn't just done one because I'd fallen off. But it must be possible. So if you know how to do them, please do tell me. You actually get a historic achievement for doing one of these. Ollie and then do your back foot out like that. That gives you an achievement. I can't remember what it is, but I can have a look at them and tell you. So challenges, historic challenges, I've only done a few. There it is. Now that's the 9 set in Brooklyn Banks that we've just looked at. And we've also got Chad Musker doing something down there as well. This thing here, late back foot front side shove over the 10 stair rail at the back of the banks. Okay, well, I didn't realise you had to do it in a specific place, but that's what it is. Anyway, so that one's in there. And we've also got the 5-0 down that 9 set as well. So I've only done those ones so far. I haven't managed to discover the others yet, but it's quite nice when one just appears, isn't it? I like that. There we go guys, leave comments, let me know if you found this useful, let me know if you know any other things in the game that the game doesn't tell you about that I've not mentioned, and tell me if you'll be using these. I think this one, sprinting and jumping on the board, is something you're going to be using a lot. It's so useful and it means you haven't got to push. But if you are pushing, make sure you release it at the right time and you don't get that horrible thing that we've just seen there. See you next time guys, take care, bye bye.